Hey everybody, this is Mr. Pete, and hopefully everybody's doing well. I'm coming to you with another e-learning lesson. This is for Tuesday, May 5th, and we're continuing with the circles unit. In fact, this is the last section we're going to do in the circles unit. And in fact, the next 2 days will be review for the circle unit quiz and the actual circle unit quiz. All your assignments will be on Alex, okay, so there'll be the assignments for 5.5, 5.6, and 5.7. So, we've talked about different parts of a circle, radius, diameter, chords. We've calculated circumference. We've worked backwards to calculate radius and diameter using the circumference formula. Today we're actually going to calculate the area of a circle. So how many square units are inside a circle? Alright, so the formula. Start with that, and then we'll do some examples. So formula. So area of a circle equals pi times the radius squared. Okay, remember R is radius. And we square the radius and then multiply by pi. Remember, pi we've used 3.14, and we will also use that value in these calculations. So pi 3.14, remember R is the radius, and remember that the radius is actually half the diameter. So sometimes we're going to be given the diameter, but when we're looking for area, we have to convert that to the radius. So the radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. Remember, radius is half the distance across a circle, diameter is the whole distance across a circle. With units, and we already briefly mentioned this, anytime we find area, including in circles, we use square units. So when we say square units, we mean like inches squared, feet squared. Alright, so anytime we have area, we use square units. So part of the assignment is choosing the correct unit. So remember, circumference, it was just the distance around a circle, just regular old units. Area, we have to use square units. Alright, so again, pi r squared, that's our key formula. Let's look at first example. It says find the area. We got to figure out what we're given. What is 5 here? Okay, here's the center of the circle. I'm just going halfway across the circle, so that's the radius. So r equals 5 yards. So r equals 5. So pi r squared. So we go to area equals pi times the radius squared. Remember that pi we use 3.14 times 5 squared. Okay, order of operations says we have to do exponents, which is 5 squared to the second power there. That means that's an exponent term. So we have to do that before we multiply by 3.14. So 5 squared is 25. So what we're doing is taking 3.14 times 25, and we are getting 78.5 yards squared, okay? And do not round that. Don't round up to 79. Keep that at 78.5. On your assignment, you're going to be told not to round. Okay, so do not round. Okay, so just a note about the order of operations. What you don't want to do is do 3.14 times 5 and then square that number, because that's not correct. Do the 5 squared first, boom, 25. Then multiply by 3.14. Find the area. Okay, so same thing, we're finding the area of a circle. 3 inches. What measurement is 3 inches? Is that radius or diameter? Okay, we should see that that's the radius, because it's only going halfway across the circle from the center. So the radius is 3. Can we go back to area equals pi times the radius squared? Pi, that's always 3.14 for our calculations. So 3.14 times radius, so that's 3 squared. Remember, do that first. 3 squared is what? 9. So times 9. So area equals 3.14 times 9. And what we end up with is the area equal to 28.26 inches squared. Okay, we got to have the square units. Again, do not round. Do not round. Okay, keep that as 28.26. Okay, so find the area. Again, we got a circle, and this says 16 meters, but what are we given here? Okay, are we given the radius or the diameter? And you should be able to tell me that that is the diameter. All right, so it's a line that goes all the way through the center of the circle from one edge of the circle to the other. That's the full distance across the circle. So diameter is equal to 16. Remember, we need the radius though. So how do we find the radius if we have the diameter? Divide by 2. So the radius is 16 divided by 2, which is 8. And then we're going to take that and plug into pi r squared, right? Area is pi times the radius squared. So 3.14 times 8 squared. 8 squared is 64. Remember, do that first. So area equals 3.14 times 64. And we should end up with 200.96. What are the units? Since that's meters, we do meters squared. All right? Again, do not round. Do not round. Keep that as 200.96. Okay, one last one. And we're still finding the area. So what measurement are we given here? 20 centimeters. That is the diameter. So we have the center of the circle, and this is the full length across the circle through the center. So diameter is 20 centimeters. What is the radius? So just like this one here, we have to divide by 2 to get the radius first. So radius is going to be 20 divided by 2, which is 10. We're going to use the 10 and plug into pi r squared. Okay? So area equals pi times radius squared. Area is equal to 3.14 times 10 squared. Okay, what's 10 squared? 10 times 10 is 100. So times 100. So area equals 3.14 times 100, and then we end up with 314. Okay. So we get a whole number there, 314 centimeters squared. Again, because that's an area. All right. So remember, key formula here, area of a circle, pi times r squared, pi times the radius squared. Use 3.14 for pi. Remember, if you're given the diameter, you have to divide it by 2 first before you plug in. Do not round your answers, okay? Keep the answer that you get, put that full answer in, make sure you've got square units for all of them. Remember, your assignment for this, for May 5th, is on Alex. Your assignments for the 6th and the 7th, which are circle unit review and circle quiz, are also on Alex. So until next time, this is Mr. Pete, and we'll see you later.